Hello, greetings. Because I don't see anyone else, so please, someone if can confirm that if I'm audible to everyone and also visible. Ali, are you there? I'm not getting any signal, so I don't know if maybe put on comment if you can see me or at the private chat if you're not able to speak, to just to be sure that I'm audible for everyone. I just assume that I'm live, so maybe okay. Let me see. There's a comment. Burkina. Warm greetings, everyone. Yes, perfect. Warm greetings and perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, I mean, Abino. It's great. It's great. Perfect. Helen. Greetings, everyone, actually, and warm greetings from very warm Kabul, Afghanistan, where I'm at the moment, visit my family. My name is Samim Hamidi. I'm originally from actually Kabul, Afghanistan, and I work with the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, UNITAR. Um, Today, I would have the honor to speak for you guys on the multilateral environment, career opportunities, or career opportunities with the UN, career development with the UN and international organizations. Perfect. I see a lot of people live. That's excellent. I would like to share my screen, despite that my slides are for a lengthy period, but I still, um, considering that I have only some time, 30 minutes actually, to present. I'm not, okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Perfect. I think I'm not able to share my screen. Okay, from the technical team, if anyone can maybe guide or give me the access to share my screen, but I can do it with the screen also. Later I can share my slides to be shared with the participants. So career development with the UN, and I would start my presentation with a quote from a Kofi Annan. Do you know Kofi Annan? I'm pretty sure that most of you know it. So Kofi Annan was a Secretary General of the UN, and he said, "We may have a different religions, different language, different colored skins, but we all belong to one human race." What a correct sentence is this, not? So if we just think and consider that all the human beings has a common goal to achieve, then and we need actually, yeah, we have a common need as well, then there is nothing can be a barrier between us, like a religion, language, color, skin, nothing. We are all human beings at the end of the day, and we are all have a kind of a common and shared values. So for this session, what's your expectation? If you could also put this on comment. um, Anyone like career with the UN, of course, or maybe I don't know, like mid career. If anyone is mid career and want to jump from private sector to the UN, how it would looks like, how someone can get into the UN. This could be also something that you might be interesting, right? Entry points, UN hierarchy, this kind of a things. I'm pretty sure that most of you would be interested to understand these kind of a things. So if I can give you a small tips, I would recommend you three steps in order to get into the UN or to any multilateral environment as a career opportunity. First thing, and the very much important, is understand your why, sense of purpose, a greater cause. Why you want to get into the UN? I see that there is a person says yes, entry point, how to get a UN job. So why you want to get a job within the UN? Why you are in this section? Why you are in this world? So that's very much important. First thing. that you have to understand why you want to get into the UN, or you want to work with the private sector, or within an NGO, or within the government. That is very much important. So first of all, understand your, is there anything in your society actually, or in your university, I don't know if in your work, that you want to change it because it caused you. And this why is not coming from me actually. That's coming from a Australian psychiatrist. His name was Viktor E. Frankl. And Viktor E. Frankl was coming from a Jewish background, and during Nazi time he had been arrested and he was put at the Holocaust, at the concentration camp, and he has lost his family. Then he came with a psychiatric idea that at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we are searching for the meaning of our life. That's very much important. So you have to understand what your life needs from you. That's very much important. Once you understand your why, is there something like, if I give you some example related to the UN, if you saw some people displaced internally or internationally and came to your country, and you see it that they are homeless, and you want to, I don't know, you want to just install some refugee kind of a camps, and you want to make your hands dirty with working hardly, but from that you're getting good feeling, a positive feeling, and you want to help, for instance, refugees, that could be an amazing thing. That's your why. Or if you see like poor people, those are hungry and doesn't have food, and you want to work with an organization that distributes food for them, that's amazing. So that could be your why, to feed people, no? And after you doing that things, you feel a kind of happiness, right? Why this why is important to understand? Because once you understand your why and you work for your why, then the work will be no longer a work. That will be something like, I would say, kind of a game for you, no? Because you will not care about the time after that. You will love to share. You will love to do it, you know. For instance, I'm joining from Kabul at the moment. It's 9:42 at the middle of night, I would say. And yeah, since I love doing this kind of things, I doesn't care about the time. I doesn't care about Sunday. I'm left to like contribute. So this is how you would love what you do. And once you understand and identify your why, then the next step, that was the first step and the first recommendation. The next step and the next recommendation is find out where you can work for your why. That's another thing which is very much important also. If you want to help refugees, then find it out where in the UN system, because UN system is very big, no? Where, for instance, UNITAR, that's a perfect place for you. At the same time, you're working with an international organization and you're helping people in person, refugees, and bringing impacts and positive impacts in their lives, and that's giving you a good feeling. That's a great place for you to work. Or for instance, you want to work with the WFP World Food Program to distribute, I don't know, foods. I don't know if you're joining from a least developed country, some of you, they might understand how the UNDP or WFP, this kind of organization, doing their best to help people. Then that's the right place for you is WFP to distribute food. Or if you want to, I don't know, share your knowledge, and like sharing the knowledge is your why, and that's what you're giving you a good feeling, then I don't know, like universities, high schools, institutes, if within the UN, then UN institutes, for instance, UNITAR could be one of the example. Then that's the right place for you. So that's very much important to first of all clarify your why, and then work for your why. Find that those organizations that can help you to work for your why. That's very much important. So, and study the UN system, because it's not small. It is very much big, no? If you don't have the UN system chart, I recommend you to go to the internet search and write down UN system chart.pdf. there will be a nice PDF of UN system, a chart within the UN system. I don't know if Ali can share that with the participants. That could be amazing place to understand how big UN system is, with having six main principal organ. Do you know what are the six main principal organ of the UN? Yeah, General Assembly, Security Council, ECOSOC, Secretariat, International Court of Justice, and Trusteeship Council. Then find it out under which organ you want to work, because each of them has different organization within it. For instance, General Assembly, it has a subsidiary organs, then it has a funds and programs organs, research and training organs, agencies, other entities within the General Assembly related organization. For instance, UNITAR is coming under General Assembly, United Nations Institute for Training and Research. UNHCR is coming under General Assembly, right? UN Women, working for women rights, very much important. UNICEF, for instance, coming under General Assembly. Or you want to work on the security, on the peace field, then Security Council. Work with Security Council organ and within any organization within that's coming under the Security Council. Or you are more likely to work within some, I don't know, like finance kind of organization, or those organizations that are specialized agencies like Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, or IMF, International Monetary Funds, or World Bank, UNESCO, right? These are coming all under ECOSOC or Secretariat, of course, who are the main principal offices of the UN. Or if you are more coming from the law background and you studied law, then International Court of Justice, that could be a nice place for you guys. So you have to consider, you have to understand the system first. Once you find out your why, then find it out where you can work for your why. For that, you need to understand the system and the entry points within the UN. Then the third step is, and the third recommendation from my side would be, get physically close where you want to work. That's the third step. Get physically close where you want to work. If you want to work with UNDP, for instance, then physically close. How you can get physically close? You have to find it out where is the HQ of UNDP, or where is, if you are in a country, find it out, is there any regional office of UNDP in your country office of the UNDP? Then try to reach out to them, ask them for a visiting kind of a briefing from them, this kind of a things, which is of course possible. If you have the capacity, maybe you can travel even to New York, and there is a possibility if you just go to the visitor center and get into the UNDP and ask them about whatever question you have about the agency. Find it out how they're operating, how they're working, what are their main projects, what are their big projects, what are their achievements. This kind of things, giving you full knowledge of the organization that you want to apply. This is the first way of getting physically close. For some of you might say that, or might think that, oh, traveling to New York or traveling to Switzerland, traveling to Nairobi, this kind of traveling, when traveling is there, then there is of course barriers, for instance, within the visa, within economic problems, economic situation of the participants or people, right? The another way of getting physically close to such organization is following them on the Facebook, on the Instagram, on LinkedIn, for instance. Getting close through social media. That's very much important. For instance, if you want to work with UNITAR, search about UNITAR on LinkedIn, and you might see a lot of colleagues that are working with UNITAR. Add them on your contact, on your network. Then, with small social kind of activities, giving some likes, following their newses, following their updates, following their activities. Who knows? The people who behind of this post could be your future recruiter. Why I'm telling you this or giving you this recommendation? Because whenever there is a vacancy announced for a UN job, there is hundreds of applications that recruiters will receive. And if someone spent, for instance, 5 minutes, it will take 2 days. If someone is, spent 10 minutes for checking each CV or each cover letter, it will take like 4 days, 5 days. But no one will spend that much time on checking all the applications because they have a lot of things to do at the same time. So a CV only has 3 to 5 seconds to give the first impression to the recruiters. And how you can enhance your chance, increase your chance within this 4 or 5 seconds is when, first thing, you should have a proper designed job application, a professional CV, clearly speak everything, starting with your background, for instance, background history, then your education, skills. What UN recruiters always look for a candidate is their personal history profile, PHP, which means what you have accomplished at your the previous job. What is the big achievement that you have? How you can contribute? How you can benefit the UN work or the work that you're applying? So that's very much important. Another tips for the good CV is that you have to find out keywords on the job description and then match it with your background, with your experience, that keywords. Just giving you an example. For instance, coordination of meeting on the most of the job applications or most of the job criteria, right? Then you have to have this kind of a words, same as that on your CV. Coordination of meetings, coordination of conferences, this kind of a things. Then the system will pick you up. So that's another tips. The most important tips is when you are physically close, you have visited them, you have met some UN staff, then your name is familiar for them. Among of hundreds of unknown names, your name will be familiar for them and they will pick your name. Because human beings is like that. Everyone looks for a kind of a familiar name that that can give them trust. So it could be even through social media. For instance, if you are looking if you're looking for someone to hire and you find it out that the someone is that you are hiring is someone applied who is on your LinkedIn and he's following you for a long time, his or her name will be familiar for you and you will pick him up or pick her up. So that's another important thing. Get physically close. Another way of getting physically close is most of the UN agencies, like UNITAR itself, they are giving a lot of trainings. And for those trainings, just subscribe. Learn about UN system, learn about the UN works, UN values, study them, find out the history of the UN, download UN charter, read out the charter of the UN, then follow some UN staff, search out how they are working and maybe just text them. This way, you're also another step ahead than others that are not doing that. That's a history of myself, just considering the time limit as well. So I was in Afghanistan, and when I applied and searched for a job, before I get into the UNITAR, I connected with UNITAR. I was connected. I was searching UNITAR because of the education training opportunities that UNITAR had, and I was searching, reading about the organization itself, and I was connected with some of the colleagues that are now with me. And I was giving some likes to their posts that about their jobs and this kind of things. When I applied, amongst hundreds of people, they picked my name. I'm pretty sure that those are the another 99 people who even might have the stronger background than me, but they didn't read everything because they doesn't have that much time. So you should use tips or techniques in order to enhance your chance for getting the job, which is very much important. Another thing is I receive most of the time complaints from so many participants, I would say friends, colleagues, like ex-colleagues actually, and even from the youth representative of my own country, Afghanistan, that despite of applying for many years within the UN, but we are not hearing anything back. Why? Why? Because there is a gap between what you understand and what the reality is. So you have to find out what are the entry points for the UN. And yeah, the good entry point for the UN would be, for anyone who is like to work with the UN, is UNV, UN volunteers. That's very much nice way of getting to the UN system. So for that, you have to just write down unv.org, and you have to create your profile. And there is a lot of opportunities, even paid volunteership, unpaid volunteership, online, in person, work with the UN. Another entry point for the UN could be um, consultant or traineeship, internship, first internship actually. For those of you that are doing your master degree, um, or you're already graduated from your master degree, then a good point for you, a good place for you to start working with the UN is internship. Find some internship and work with the UN. And internship also have come with different types. It is paid. There's a paid internship, unpaid internship, in person, online. My case, I worked 1 year with the UNITAR as an intern online. But if you are having like 1, 2, 3 years of experience already and a good background, another entry point for you could be a consultant with the UN. Consultant is a short kind of a contract for 3 to 6 months, working 11 months out of 12 months with the UN, but still within the UN system, and you will have I would say, a proper salary, and you are doing the same thing as UN staff is doing. From the consultant, from the internship to the consultant, within different agencies, it's a different time duration. But for instance, talking about UNITAR, it will take 3 to 5 years. Then from internship, you will be consultant. From consultant to become a staff, then you have to know which direction you have to go. Do you want to work as a professional on a P category, or you want to work as a local staff on a G category? G category, what are the first one? P category, which one? P2? When you are at the P2 level of UN, then despite that it's a junior level position, but it needs a strong person who has his master's degree already in his pocket, 3, 4 years of experience, and a good achievement within his background, like have a good internship, have a good consultancy working experience. Then if you apply for a P2 position, that's easy for you. But those of you who work like, I don't know, like for 10 years of 10 years with a different organization, and you want to apply for P3 or P4 because the experience of the year is 3 to 5 years, and you think that I'm the best fit for P3, no, that's not the case. You should have a relevant experience, not irrelevant experience. So for a relevant experience, you have to match what is job criteria, what's the recruiter asking from you, and what you have it on your pocket. What are the skills that they are asking for? Do you have it that or not? Even I saw some of the cases that someone designed a really nice CV, and he's applying for hundreds of jobs within one CV. It's not working. If you don't want to waste your time on yourself, the recruiter will not waste his time or her time on you. So you have to put a lot of effort to design a job application for each job that you're applying, and try to match how your background, your previous experience can benefit them or aligned with them. Then that's the time that your chances double, and your chance will be stronger than those who doesn't know these kind of things. Some of you even thinking that because of the relationship, because of the networking, someone can get into the UN. No, that's not the case. If there is because currently I'm working as a consultant, right? If there is a P2 position announced, a vacancy announced within the UNITAR, if I apply, and if someone, for instance, I see the name at the moment, Yasamin Hajar, if Yasamin apply for that position, the UNITAR HR will consider both application at the same. It doesn't care. They doesn't care that I'm working with them already, because that's a fairness system within the UN. So what is important is that you should know already, because the UN system is the same, and you should know already what are the values, what are the appropriate behavior that you should have before you apply for the job. So to finalize, and I don't know if you do have a time also to have some questions. To finalize my presentation, I will going to remind you guys again of the three steps. First of all, understand your why you want to work within the UN, and then you have to identify where you have to work with for the UN, which is aligned with your why, with your purpose. The third step is get physically, or I would say virtually, close to them, understand them, read about them. Then there is a chance for you. Um, Thank you very much for your patience and I would say attention. Please feel free to have any question put on chat if I do have a time, and I don't know if I don't know like the host can give us if we do have a time, then I can answer some of your question. Um, I'm just checking the question that you might post on chat. Greetings from India, from Pakistan, greetings from Somalia, Nigeria, Pakistan, India, Uganda, Nigeria, Pakistan. Perfect. Greetings to all of you. Salam alaikum to all of you. Thanks for your sharing, Samim. I have applied for many UN opportunities and never heard back from them. So yeah, I recommend you to just, I don't know if there is a recording also that you can receive. Just hear again to what I have recommended you guys, and I'm pretty sure that you will hear from one of the agencies that you apply. Put an effort on your job application, Parachi. What else? Hassan Nazari, hello Samim Hamidi, what's your message for Afghan youths whom almost uh, pessimistic and hopeless in Afghanistan? Well, I'm one of them. And I would say my message is please don't give up. Be strong, be optimistic, and the next day is brighter than today. That's not end of the day and then not end of the world. Just remember, read about this psychiatrist from Australia, Viktor Frankl. Whatever he have been through and what we have been through, he didn't say that it's the end of my life, but he came within a psychological theory, and he had not only helped himself, but many more with that psychiatric theory that he has. We should find the meaning of our life. What at the moment Afghanistan needs from you? What your people needs from you? You have to work for them. Then that gives you a kind of I would say, energy or inspiration to move on. Tahira from Pakistan, greetings to you in Pakistan. Actually, I'm traveling to Pakistan next week. So, how is the weather there? First of all, thank you so much for this all important section. This has been our biggest challenge in Liberia. Okay, yeah, I hope you learned something. I'm a medical student. What advice would you give me to have a successful career in health diplomacy? Definitely, World Health Organization will be an amazing place for you. So find out what are their job vacancies. Like for that, I would recommend all of you to search out, for instance, unjobs.org. unjobs.org. Over there, you can filter it within the UN agency. You can filter it with a duty station. For instance, if you want to search the jobs in I don't know from where you're joining, but for instance, just let's take an example of Nepal. Then you have to just filter it with the duty station with the Nepal, and you will see many UN agencies in Nepal posting about their vacancies and apply. Health diplomacy, yes. We are pleading that this conference should be hosted in Liberia next year for we that Liberia needs benefit from it. Inshallah. Thank you, thank you. Hello, Samim. What's your message for? Okay, I believe, already answered. Already answered this. Let me see. Hassan Nadir, I believe I have answered your question because you have put it for many times here. I have applied through UN Volunteers program as a medical professional since 2016, but haven't been successful yet. Sorry, but yeah, it's not that easy. I know, I understand you. But what I recommend you is a patience and rework on your job application. And also, very much important, keywording on job criteria and on your CV. That would be an amazing place because if you are applying for the secretariat position, for that you have to create an account on Inspira, and for that when you're applying the first selection is not human behind that but the system, the machine, and those machines are designed on a way to match the key word of the job description or job criteria with your CV or with your background history, then that will pick you up. So for that please consider reworking on your job application. Thank you very much. You apply for internship in United Nations. Yes, UNV. That's also a place for you to you can visit online. Search for UN volunteers. You have to or for the UN internship. There's a website also for the internship position, but most of the time UNjobs.org also post about the vacancies for the internship. For some of the organization within the UN, they're calling that traineeship, but internship and traineeship are the same thing. So what are the most requested job experience asked by the UN? What are the most requested job experience asked by? That depends on vacancy. If the vacancy is on the finance, and the experience for the finance is important. If the vacancy posted for HR, then the HR for experience. If for the operation, then operation experience is important. So relevant experience. Assalamu alaikum from Afghanistan, Marzia Mumtaz. Wa alaikum salam. Samim, greetings from Malawi. Would you be able to provide links to jobs and internship to the UN? Of course, unjobs.org. unjobs.org. That could be an amazing place for you to visit. In my country, Liberia, whenever a young people apply for a job or any position, the organization can only take people who are connected to them. No, they don't look at the qualification, but who knows you? Well, I'm not sure about the domestic organization, but within the UN, I'm totally convinced that there is fairness, and the recruiting will be based on the fairness, not based on the relationship. Mm, so here, Sahar Shaikh, hello, thank you for your great advice. It helped me a lot. What advice would you give to a youth just starting senior year of college and want to work in internship? Internship would be a good place. At the same time, you are studying because you doesn't have full time to focus on work as a full job, full time. Then at the same time, some internship. So once you graduate, you already have some experience on your pocket that you can put on your CV, and then visit to other UN agency that you want to work. Do you have any plan for Afghan girls in this situation? From Marzia Mumtaz. So from the UN system, I would say that a lot of UN agencies are working hardly to support them, and hopefully something changes soon. Hopefully, and yeah, almost always the UN system and the UN training opportunities are open for them. So please consider that. Thank you so much, Samin, for this useful presentation, which has really helped me from Gambia. Thank you very much. I believe the time 3 minutes already passed from the time that it should be finished. So at the end, I would say please have a patient and work hard on your job application and consider working with the UN. And for that, you have to understand the values and the mandate of the UN and align it with your own mandate, your personal mandate. Then there will be successful, I would say, application that you will design. Thank you very much and take good care. It was really nice talking with all of you. Now I give the floor back to the host. I don't know, is Luna behind that or Ali? Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Sumim. Thank you so much for that incredible remarks. My name is Shirabe, and we're here actually at the UCLA venue. And on behalf of IYC, the International Organization of Youth, and the International Youth Conference, on its 11th edition, we thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much for your remarks. And I would just ask you if you have any final messages. I don't know if you have seen the chat, but we have had many questions, and we have had a great audience here with us too.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you properly. If you have any question for me, please could you repeat that again?
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yes, now I can hear better.
I'm so sorry. I think there were some issues with my audio. Um, but I was just thanking you on behalf of the International Organization of Youth, on behalf of IYC, on its 11th edition. We're so honored to have you here, Samim. As you may already notice the chat, it was packed. We have a great audience here with us. I think everybody enjoyed the sessions and all of the questions were answered. Thank you so much, Prachi. Prachi was here as part of our team. So, is there any final remarks, any final message, Samim, that you would like to give to our audience today so that we can wrap up this session?
Of course, thank you very much, Shurbi, and it's a pleasure that have a contribute on IWC and the UCLA. So I would say the final remark would be, please stay closer within the UN staff, and I would say follow their journey, professional journey. That could be a good inspiration for you all because you're doing a great things. And I'm still at the very beginning of that way because I'm not a really senior person, very junior. But I would say if in order to get within the UN system, first you have to understand what they're doing, no? So find them out on LinkedIn. For instance, now you meet me, Samim Hamidi. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Search Samim Hamidi as it's appearing in my name. So you can find me on LinkedIn and connect with me. You can find out my other connections, so you can connect them also on your network. This way, you're one step closer. Who knows? One of those could be a recruiter for you in the future. And have a patience. Don't give up and apply. Be optimistic that you will be shortlisted soon. Thank you very much. Take good care and all the best for those who are joined from Afghanistan. Have a good night for those who are in the USA. Good morning for you all and take good care. Talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much, Samin, and thank you all. Have a great day.
Take care. Bye.